Let's look at several examples here of the access, and here you can actually create the selection query. Okay, so here is the condition. Technically, this is a tutorial for the first query about the selection. So list the contact information, email, name, email address for our ISC student in descending order of their grade, who has have taken any computer database or related courses in last 2 years on average grade 3.5 or better. And actually we did this one, right? So let me open the access file for you. And here's the access file, and we developed the several queries, and and so this one, let me look at the last time we developed 7 queries, right? So let me look at this one in design view, and next one in design view, or third one in design view, right? And then fourth one in design view, also fifth one design view, and sixth and seventh, right? Okay. So because we developed the last time we developed 7 queries, and then I want to ignore the redundant problems here. So in this case, let's yeah, in this case, first one, yes, first one we can actually solve this one together. So initially, you can select the 4 tables. So student, transcript, section, course table in design, right? In query design. So just like a student, transcript. So let me just open the new one. Create and query design here. So let's say this is a query 8. And here, if you see the tables like this, and then there are multiple tables, right? And what should we do here is that you need to add 4 tables: student, transcript, section, course. Student, transcript, section, course. Because last time I already explained all tables shown here, so I will ignore the detailed explanation today in this time. And then what else? So just follow the instructions. So add the required field from the tables and design grid. And also specify the criteria 3.5 and ISE or department ID. So here you need to think about the relevant field here, right? So we want to what? We want to add the name. We want to get the name, email, address. So let's type the name, email, address, right? From the student table, right? And then if you look at the problem for all ISE students in descending order of their grade. Okay, so the grade, we need grade, right? Grade. And we need to get the grade. And in descending order. Grade in descending order, right? And another and who have taken any computer or database related courses, right? So we need to add these conditions later. And last 2 years. So expression should be like this. So copy and paste. So let me copy this one expression. And if you go back, there is a year field. So this is a section here, right? So year field from the section, and then criteria should be right greater than year now. So now is a function, built-in function, right? So that return the current time, and then current year. So right from the current year, you can subtract 2. So it will give us the last 2 years condition, right? And then what? And then on the average grade of 3.5 or better, average grade, right? So 3.5. So if you go back to the grade, then criteria should be greater than equal to 3.5, right? And also if you just think about the average grade, and you can add a total here and then calculate the average grade. See? But in this expression, since I didn't mention about the average here, so you can ignore the previous action, okay, if you don't want it. So anyway, add this constraint also equals to ISE for the department field, department ID. So we need the department ID, DET ID from student group by, and then here criteria is what? ISE, right? So we already did this one, and then so here, right, course name. So in order to the course name, we need to use this expression. So also name from where, there's a course name, right? And then here criteria should be what? Like their database. Well, so we have an asterisk here, right? So you can just copy and paste this expression here in the course name field, and sort row specify descending order of grade column. We already did this one. So if you run it, we can get the result, but you know, this is not the error, so there is no condition having this criteria. So let me delete the average. It seems like if you go back to design view, let's ignore the total here. Okay, it seems like this grade is already actually the grade of the student, each student, so we can just use this one, but still we don't have any the result with this condition. Design view. So let me just let me check. Let me just ignore this condition and see whether student really there is a student having this issue or not. Okay, student department. What about the? Let's look at the table, student table here. So department ID, ISE. Do we have ISE? ISE is here. Okay, it's fine. And then 3.5 grade. So grade should be 3.5 in section column, right? Oops. Oh, sorry. Where is grade? Oh, it's not the section column. So grade is on transcript. I'm sorry, transcript. 3.5, 3.5, 4.5. Okay. Maybe we don't have any student having a grade this grade maybe. So let me just remove this one for you, and then rerun it. Oh, we have some. Okay. And it seems like they, oh yeah, because nowadays is 2021, so it's their years, so it's a very old anyway. That's why I got it. So if you go back to the design view and then, but still, you know, keep this condition, and also this condition as well, and right, so that you can get nothing here from, because they took the course like 20 years ago. So that's why. Okay, but still, you know, this is the answer of the first question, and you can save this one. See, answer query 8. And go back to the problem here. So second one, grouping operations. So find the total number of students for each department, add a student and date table to query design, add the student ID and department name to the design grade. Also designate this query as a total query and select the count option for the student column from the total row. Rename the field student ID and total student ID. So basically, I already give you this kind of the view here. Okay, so as a solution of this question, so here you can just implement this one. Okay. All right, let me skip this one and then calculated field. Yes, so find the grade point average GPA student, and then you can actually calculate GPA by summing the product of grade and corresponding credit hours averaging this figure over the total number of credit hours earned. So add the record tables and query design as the name, ID, credit hours, the design grade, and making the query this query a total query and select the sum aggregate function for the credit hour column and rename the column as a TC credit hours and add the product, okay, credit hours over the sum student. And so it's okay, very complex, right? So yes, and then add the product credit hours and course grade field summer or over the courses for each student. Expression should be TG, and then TG is the name of the column, so you can use this TG, okay, as a name, and then select the sum aggregate function to get sum. So once you have TG, and then basically you can have this kind of expression. So I guess we have if I go back to query, we have query calculate GPA here. So let me just give you the design view so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So let's look at this one. All right. So here you can see the student ID. Also, we got so this is sum, right? So we got the student ID. I'm sorry. What? Design view. And student ID. So student's name and TC. We generate TC, and then referring to the credit hours, right? And then TG, which use the sum built-in function. The credit hour times grade. The credit hour is where? Credit hours here, right? Credit hours and TG and times grade. Grade is here. Where is it? This one, right? Grade times credit hours. So you got the total TG value, and then TG is divided by TC, right? So it's referring to this, and this refers to this, right? So basically, so that you can get the GPA. So here, if you don't know what to do, and basically, yeah, you can use so here this total should be expression. And if you really don't know what to do, and then you can use a build expression as well, okay, to calculate, to make this equation. So, but anyway, your result, you should have this one so that if you run it, oh, sorry, I just changed the name. What's happening? So here, if you run it, I just double click this one. If you run it, and then you can get the average the GPA of each student. That's how you calculate the new function, new value, okay, from the database. All right, and let me go back here. Parameter queries. And then you need to display list of faculty members who have joined a particular college within a specified date range. Add the college department faculty tables to the pen. Add the required field to the design grid. Put the parameter in criteria row for. Oh, by the way, you should save the previous result as well. Okay, and then here, put the enter parameter in criteria row for college ID, assign between and end criteria for joining column. So you already knew this between, right? And to test, enter the parameters. So here we have an example of this: joining date, college ID. So this is new one, right? Name, last name, first name. So actually we did this one, right? So here is an example of the four. And what about the cross-tab query? So for courses in the CISC department, display the total student enrollment in fall, spring, by the way. So this is an example. Let me just show you the previous example. Faculty. This is a salary, and we already did this one. So here is an example of this one, okay? And definitely you can have if you run this, definitely you can enter the college year, so that we will utilize this college ID, okay? Was it ISE? Starting date? I forgot about the format. Starting date, ending date. Yes, see, so you can get the result. All right, so here is a event. Here is a result, actually the design of this query, right? So already shown. This is shown in the anyway PDF file. So let me skip this one. Okay, go back to the 5 cross-tab queries. So add the course section transcript tables to the table pane, and then you can add the course ID, student ID, and SEM field. SEM field, where is the SEM field? And this one, new field, okay, SEM field. SEM field was here in the section table, and then change the query type to the cross-tab query. Select the course ID as a row heading, and in the cross-tab row, select the sum field as a column heading. Select the student ID as a value type, and also select the count function for student ID in the total row, and add the CISE criteria for the department field, and designate department ID as row heading. So here you can actually implement this query. So here's an example actually for you, so you don't need to worry about it. You can just follow this one. All right, so it's not hard. What about building update query? Here is actually we have this one. So it's okay to ignore this problem because we already did one, right? So building update query, we already did this one, so you don't have to worry about it. And then building delete query, so technically you can delete the record from the certain from the existing table, right? So delete the record from the student table, IS department who has recently graduated, add the student and department table to the pane. And I think we did this one, right? Where we go? Where are you? Query, I'm sorry. 7 faculty design view, 5 computer design view. Okay, we did this one, right? CSIE, CISC, we did this one, right? Oh, seems like we didn't solve this problem. Okay, so here, so delete query, delete record from the student table ISE who have a recent graduate, add the student and department table to the table pane, change query to the delete query, so and add the class department ID field, so department ID field here, okay, and also class here, and fill the design grid. So design grid is this, right? So just make this, okay, just So please make your grid like this, okay? And then, and you may wonder where is the delete grid here. So here, if you click the delete button, you can create the delete, okay? So please use this option and cross tab, delete, update, append, make table. So you should choose the correct option. No, save it, don't save this one. Let me close these. All right, so what else? And append query, definitely when you create the query design, there is append option where you can just put all the tables and then choose the right option here. So here, make your grid like this, name, and then put 3 tables initially. And so add the student, department, and college table to the table pane. Create student achieve table by copying the paste the entire student table structure only, okay? And then change the query type to the append query. And select the student archive table in the appending dialog box. And add the record field to the design grid and preview the record selected and then run the query. So here, like this. So there is your example. Do we have one? Oh, here's append. Okay, student archive. Yes. Yes, so we have this one, right? So, oh, actually we did the append query, so as a 7, query 7, so we can skip this one. All right, but anyway, but if you want to do, yes, you can do it. All right. And then building make table query and create query, yeah, create the new table to hold the contact information and birthday for the student in college of engineering, and add the student, department, college tables here. And then also change the query type to the make table query, and you can find the make table query here, right? And then here, and then also you can choose a relevant field like this, and then add the required field in the criteria. Criteria is COE, right? Preview the record and select record selected, and then run the query. So like this. And here's the example basically, so you can just follow this one. All right, so once you complete all the problems here, and then you can submit your access file, and note that your access file also include these 7 query. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, I just make 8, but I just made 8, but query 7. So you also, your solution should include 7 queries developed in the previous lecture, so that I can check whether you followed my instruction or not. Okay. All right, so this is a quick summary, quick explanation about our exercise. Thank you.